everyone, and a very warm welcome back to the Miss English podcast, the place where learning English feels simple, friendly, and enjoyable. I'm Chloe, and I'm so happy you're here with us today.
Hello, Chloe, and hello to all our wonderful listeners around the world. I'm Ethan, and I'm honestly excited to be here. I've been looking forward to this episode all day.
That's lovely to hear, Ethan. You sound very cheerful today. You have such a positive energy in your voice. What's making you smile so much?
I think it's because the year is almost over. It feels surprising, doesn't it? One moment we're starting the year, and suddenly we're saying goodbye to it.
You're right. The end of the year has arrived so quickly. It feels like time was running, not walking.
Exactly. It rushed past us like a fast train or a racing car. One blink, and the year is nearly finished.
And because this year is coming to an end, we thought this would be the perfect moment for a very special episode.
A special episode? Now you have my full attention. I love episodes that help us improve our lives. What are we talking about today?
Today, we're going to talk about how to plan your next year in a calm, simple, and realistic way.
Wow, planning a whole year sounds important, and maybe a little scary too.
It can sound big, but don't worry. We're not going to make it complicated. We'll focus on easy ideas that anyone can use.
That's good news, because I have to be honest, I'm not very organized. My plans usually become messy very fast.
You're not alone, Ethan. Many people feel the same way, and that's exactly why we're here, to help you and everyone listening.
I already feel better. But Chloe, before we begin, we should ask our listeners for a small favor.
Absolutely. If you're enjoying the Miss English podcast, please take a moment to like this episode. It really helps us grow.
And don't forget to subscribe so you can learn English with us every single week.
You can also share this episode with a friend. Planning the new year together can be more fun and motivating.
That's true. Everything feels easier with a friend. Okay, Chloe, I'm ready now. How do we start planning our new year?
The first step may surprise you because it's not about the future. It's actually about the past.
The past? That sounds interesting. Why do we start there?
Because before moving forward, we need to look back. This step is called reflection.
Reflection. Like looking into a mirror and seeing yourself clearly?
Exactly. You look at the year that's ending and ask yourself simple questions like, what went well and what made me happy?
Ah, I understand. I think about the good moments instead of only the problems.
Yes, we call these good moments highlights.
Highlights. So I should make a list of my favorite memories from this year.
That's right. Take a notebook and write 3 to 5 happy experiences from the past year.
Let me think. This year, I spent time at the beach with my family. That was a really special moment for me.
That's a perfect example. Just thinking about it probably makes you feel relaxed and happy.
It does. I remember the sound of the waves and the warm sun. It was peaceful.
When you write moments like that down, you begin to understand what truly matters to you.
Okay, so step 1 is clear. Look back and write down the good things. What comes next?
Step 2 is about the future, but this is where many people make a mistake.
Let me guess. They try to do too much?
Exactly. They create very long lists with too many goals.
That's me. I always say I'll exercise every day, read dozens of books, learn new languages, and change my entire life.
And then January feels exciting, but February feels exhausting.
That's very true.
So instead, we recommend choosing one big goal for the whole year.
Just one. That sounds simple, but also difficult to choose.
It can be, but one clear goal helps you focus. It could be health, learning English, saving money, or something personal.
If I had to choose, I think my big goal would be health. I want to feel stronger and more energetic.
That's a wonderful goal. Write it down clearly and proudly.
Okay, I'm writing it in my mind right now. Health.
Now comes the most important part. A big goal needs small, simple steps.
That makes sense. I can't just wake up strong one day. I need daily actions.
Exactly. What could be one small step toward better health?
I could start walking more every day.
That's a great idea. For example, walking for 20 minutes a day is realistic and easy.
Yes, I could walk in the park or around my neighborhood. That feels possible.
And that's the secret. Simple habits are easier to keep, and they slowly change your life.
I really like this idea. One big goal with small steps. It feels simple and not frightening at all.
I'm glad you feel that way. Planning should feel comfortable, not stressful. And now we move to step 3, which is actually my favorite part of the whole process.
Oh, now I'm curious. What is step 3?
Step 3 is all about using a calendar.
A calendar? You mean the one on my phone that sends me reminders?
You can definitely use your phone, and that works well for many people. But personally, I really love a paper calendar, a big one that hangs on the wall.
Ah, I understand. When it's on the wall, you can see everything at once.
Exactly. When you can see the whole year in front of you, it helps your brain understand time better.
So you can easily notice important moments.
Yes, special days become very clear when you see them written down.
Special days like national holidays or big celebrations.
Yes, holidays for sure, but also birthdays. Ethan, are you good at remembering birthdays?
Honestly, not really. Last year I completely forgot my cousin's birthday, and she was not very happy with me.
Oh no, that's exactly why calendars are so helpful.
You're right. I really need to write important dates instead of trusting my memory.
So here's the idea. Sit down calmly with your calendar and start writing. Add birthdays of family members, close friends, and people you care about.
That sounds smart. This time, no forgotten birthdays.
Good plan. And don't stop there. You should also plan your fun time.
Fun time? You mean I actually have to plan fun?
Yes, work and responsibilities matter, but rest and enjoyment are just as important.
I like that idea. Life shouldn't be only about work.
Exactly. You can plan a vacation, a short trip, or even a relaxing weekend at home.
In that case, I already know. Next summer, I want to go camping. I'll write that in my calendar.
That's perfect. When you write something down, it starts to feel real.
I already feel excited just thinking about it.
That excitement is powerful motivation.
Okay, let me review. First, reflection. Second, one big goal with small steps. Third, a calendar. Is there another step?
Yes, there is one more beautiful idea. It's called the word of the year.
The word of the year. That sounds interesting. What does it mean?
It means you choose just one word that represents your theme or feeling for the entire year.
Just one word for 12 months?
Yes, one simple word, but it carries a big meaning.
Can you give me an example?
Of course. My word for next year is calm.
Calm. That's a very peaceful word. Why did you choose it?
Because this year felt very busy. I was always rushing. Next year, I want to slow down, breathe deeply, and feel calm.
I really like that. It sounds relaxing.
Now it's your turn. What word would you choose?
Let me think. I think my word would be learn.
That's a wonderful choice. Why learn?
Because I want to keep learning new things, skills, ideas, and more about the world.
That's a great reason. Your word can guide your decisions all year.
So if I feel lazy, I can remind myself, my word is learn, and do something useful.
Exactly. One word can quietly push you forward.
It's amazing how such simple English can have such deep meaning.
It really is. And since this is the Miss English podcast, we should also talk about planning English learning.
Yes, definitely. How should we plan for that?
First rule, don't say, I will be perfect in English.
But everyone wants to be perfect.
Perfection takes time. Instead, choose something practical and realistic.
Like listening to an English podcast every week,
That's an excellent example. It's clear and easy to follow.
or learning 5 new English words every week.
That's even better. Small numbers add up.
Wait, that's more than 250 words in 1 year, right?
Exactly, and that's a huge improvement from a very small habit.
Now I feel very motivated.
Good! And here's one last fun tip. Get yourself a new notebook.
A special notebook just for the new year.
Yes! I love stationery, new pens, fresh paper, clean pages.
I know, Chloe, you always have colorful pens.
It's true, a new notebook makes the new year feel like a fresh start.
like opening a clean page in your life.
Exactly. Write the year at the top of the first page and make it beautiful.
Can I use colors?
Use all the colors you want. Make planning enjoyable.
Then, it's decided. I'm buying a blue notebook. Blue is my favorite color.
Perfect. So, Ethan, after talking through all of this, do you feel ready to welcome the new year with confidence?
Yes, absolutely. I feel much calmer and more prepared now. At first, I was worried and a bit confused, but having a clear plan really helps.
That's wonderful to hear. A good plan can make a big difference.
It really can. I think it would be helpful if we quickly review all the steps again for our listeners.
Great idea. Let's go through them slowly and clearly.
Step 1 is reflection. Take time to look back at the past year and focus on the good moments.
Yes, remember the happy memories, the small wins, and the moments that made you smile.
Step 2 is choosing one big goal. Not many goals, just one important focus.
And then break that big goal into small, simple actions, like walking for 20 minutes or studying a little each day.
Step 3 is using a calendar to organize your year.
Write down birthdays, holidays, trips, rest days, and fun activities so nothing important is forgotten.
Step 4 is choosing your word of the year, such as calm, learn, balance, or growth.
That one word can guide your decisions and remind you what truly matters.
And finally, plan your English learning with easy habits.
Yes, simple plans like listening to English regularly, learning a few words each week, and enjoying the process.
And of course, buying a nice notebook.
Yes, never forget the notebook. A fresh notebook means a fresh start.
This advice is truly helpful, Chloe. Thank you for explaining everything so clearly.
You're very welcome. Planning helps the brain relax and reduces stress.
I agree. When I write things down, my mind feels quieter, and I can finally relax.
That's exactly what we want. A peaceful, positive start to the new year.
I really believe the next year is going to be a great one.
I believe that too. And remember, we'll be right here on the Miss English podcast every week to support you.
Yes, we're part of your plan. You can even write us in your calendar.
I love that idea. Maybe Tuesday can be Miss English Podcast Day.
Tuesday sounds perfect to me.
So, Ethan, is that everything for today?
Yes, I think so. We've made a clear and simple plan.
This was a very useful and meaningful conversation.
We truly hope it helped everyone listening, whether you're at home, driving, walking, or sitting on a bus.
We want you to have a happy, healthy, and successful new year.
But before we say goodbye, we have one important question for you.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you.
Please tell us in the comments, what is your word of the year?
Is it joy, confidence, travel, peace, or something else?
Share your word with us. Reading your ideas is inspiring and motivating.
And if you're new here, please subscribe to the Miss English podcast and share this episode with family or friends.
Maybe you can help them plan their year too.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today.
It's always a pleasure to learn and grow together.
Happy planning, everyone.
Goodbye, and see you next time.
Bye-bye. Take care.